I've described this as the sigh of relief, Davos. Really, ever since 2008, the dominant focus of discussion has been crisis. And this is the first year that really has no longer been true. And people are clearly feeling that we are moving into the medium-long term, away from having to worry about something disastrous happening next week. And this is largely because now, over the last year, the perception is that the Eurozone crisis has been largely eliminated as a panic event. Angela Merkel gave a strong statement of well-known positions that this is a long-term reform process in Europe. She really did sort of emphasize that crises can be good for you as long as you take the opportunity. So I felt that her message was, we will do whatever we can to keep the euro going. We believe in this very strongly as our destiny, but the program of tough restructuring, reform, austerity is in essence going to continue. I think she has now a better chance of being able to carry this through than seemed likely a year ago, because she has been willing to give support to Mr. Draghi and the European Central Bank to make their commitments to stabilize the markets. However, I would stress that the economic problems in some of the vulnerable countries, particularly Spain and Italy, are very large. There are very big political uncertainties in these countries, and so it would perhaps not be surprising if some really quite serious difficulties arose. Christine Lagarde spoke. Her speech was not regarded as very substantive by many. She's, of course, appearing in other sessions still. The basic view from the IMF is that we have saved ourselves from complete meltdown, but we mustn't relapse and we mustn't relax. And I think that's a perfectly reasonable overall message from the IMF in these circumstances. There are a lot of difficulties getting real growth going in the developed world. Mario Monti did indeed speak about these subjects. Obviously, this is an environment he loves, and he's a hero because he has been seen to have improved the credibility of Italy dramatically, and there's no question he has. The theme of getting to growth, restructuring, reform and genuine adjustment are central themes for him, have been now for some years. David Cameron really has become a talking point. There's been more discussion about the implication of his policies than of anybody else. Now, obviously, the main focus here has been on his speech on Britain in Europe, and I think many people now believe Britain is on the way to leave the European Union. He's taken a step into the unknown with immensely dangerous consequences for his country. Of course, that's the perception from people who are overwhelmingly committed to the European project and believe in it. It is widely believed here that he's not going to be able to renegotiate anything important, maybe anything at all, and in any case, nobody understands what his agenda on this is. But from my own personal point of view, I think the most interesting feature is indeed this feeling that for the first time we're in a post-crisis Davos. We can take a breath and we can look at longer-term problems. So people are beginning to talk about climate change. They're talking about inequality. They're talking about poverty. There's a lot of Africans here. The future of Africa is something people are very interested in. There are very few Chinese at the official level, which is interesting since they moved the date of Davos to accommodate them. They still didn't come, presumably because of the transition. But there's been not great worry about China, nor much about India. All in all, it's actually, for good or ill, this is, I think, a very low-intensity Davos. And that probably reflects the fact that we've moved into a different sort of world from the one we've been in now for so many years.